Hello student, in this class we learned environment creation and image-based lighting concept. It's my exterior scene. If I click on the render button, render image look like this. It's bright enough. So first we have to change the exposure settings. To change exposure setting, click on the rendering button and choose environment. In the environment tab, these are common parameters and first parameter is environment color. So black color is reflect here. You can change this color, choose another color and click on the render button. This color will reflect here. I cancel this render and change the background color black again. If you want to use a map in this background, you can choose none button. We will discuss about this button later. And these are tint related settings. You can also change color with the same way that we change background color. We are using physical camera, so we use physical camera exposure controller here. And these are physical camera exposure controller. If you want to use physical camera to control light, you can use this EV compression value. But we use global exposure controller, so I disable this and change the exposure value from here. First I render this. With this value, render is very bright, so we have to increase this value and increase EV compression value up to 13 and then render again. Render is little bit bright, so you can change the highlight or midtone or shadow settings. I change little bit and make sure this line should be linear. Okay, change the midtone. Okay, now it's good enough. Then click on the render button again. Now exposure settings is perfect. Now I apply environment map in this environment map slot. Click on the none button and choose bitmap. Click on the OK button and select environment sky EXR file. You can also use HDR map, and these are other parameters to color correction, but click on the OK button. Map is applied in this slot. Click on the render button. Render is very dark because the environment light setting is not correct. So first I open this map in material editor and then change the settings. So I click on the material editor button, click and drag this map on a shader and choose instance and click on the OK button. These are environment map parameter. By default texture is selected here. Click on the environment radio button and choose spherical environment here. These are other offset and tiling value. We will change tiling value later. First click on the output and change the output amount. By default it's set on 1, so render is very dark. I increase little bit. I put 5 and then render. Light is increased in this render. I increase this value up to 25 and then render again. Render is bright enough. If you want to increase light little bit more, you can increase output amount. I want to show you environment reflection. I already create a sphere. I show you environment reflection on this sphere, and this sphere is applied with shiny material. I click on the render button. Environment reflection is showing here, but they are not correct. So if you want to flip this environment, change the tile value. To flip environment, I put negative value in U tiling. I put -1 and then render again. Environment map is flipped in this render. It's the first method of create environment background and image based lighting. And in the next class we learn second method.